Barb Clymer, Communications Coordinator for the Bethlehem Area School District, and we're doing a new segment series this year on Built by Bethlehem, and today we're joined with Kyle and Owen Johnson.
Thank you.
They are up-and-coming Freedom seniors, and they joined Bethlehem Area School District in the 6th grade at East Hills.
Yep.
Can you tell us a little bit about your experience when you first came here?
I knew a lot of people from like sports, from basketball. I used to play Bethlehem Area Township Athletic Association basketball, Bulldogs, and football, and I knew some people from then. But
So that helped.
yes, it did. But also, I met a lot of new people, and they welcomed me very warmly. They were very supportive of me, and I met a lot of really great friends that I'm still friends with today.
So who was the first person you met when you went into East Hills?
Probably CJ Wargoff.
And mine was, the person I sat next to was Sarah Nelson and Josh Huber. That was when I was my first table when I sat down at 6th grade.
When you first came to East Hills, how was it different from where you were before?
Where we were before was kind of small. It was a smaller school, and this was it was a lot bigger at East Hills, a lot more people. And there was also a lot more opportunities. Like you could play sports, be in the band, be in the play, and I feel like it had a lot more opportunities overall.
I had a really great experience at East Hills.
Yeah.
The teachers were amazing. Some of my favorite teachers actually at East Hills were, I love them all, but the outstanding ones for me were definitely Miss Alina, Miss Naraki, Miss Albright, Mr. Aquino, Mr. Crucial. They have made a huge impact on me today, even in high school, and I know I'm going to take some of their morals beyond high school as well.
When you went to East Hills, were you in a lot of classes together?
Yeah, we were in I think most of our classes together. But for me, it wasn't just teachers too. Like the same teachers for me and Owen, but also like administration, like Mr. Leon as a guidance counselor, Mr. Tanis were also very big in our lives and very big to help us go to Freedom and beyond.
So the transition to Freedom, was it hard?
It was. I don't think it was as hard as most people think. I mean, it was tough for like maybe the first month. I mean, we were playing football at the varsity level, so that was a little bit tough. But other than that, I don't think it was that tough.
What are some of your favorite classes now that you took at Freedom?
Well, I love history, so pretty much any history class. I mean,
who was your history teacher?
Miss Roman was my history teacher, Miss G, and my freshman year was Mr. Tossa.
Some of my favorite classes were the PLTW biomedical courses, and my first year in my freshman year was Mrs. Kavaki, and then Mr. Air. I would recommend anyone who's interested in that. The biomedical science was a lot about it was more like CSI work in my opinion. Like it was like blood spectrum analysis, DNA stuff, and you have to be able to work with gel electrophoresis and all that stuff. So that if that's like your career pathway and that's something you want to do, I highly recommend that course. It's 4 classes, one each year. I took it so far my freshman, sophomore, and junior year. So I'm taking the last course this year.
I did not take that course. I'm not.
So you're on the football team. What other sports did you play?
We played basketball freshman year, but then after COVID, we went away from that. But,
So you're concentrating on the football.
yeah, concentrating on football.
Yeah, mainly football now.
And you want to play football in college?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Well, one Freedom family, it's really cool going to the games and seeing the whole riot squad and everyone in the stands. I mean, we didn't have that sophomore year, but I had my freshman. We don't have our freshman year and junior year, and that's a lot of fun. It's just a really unique experience. I love playing for Freedom football, and I love competing for our championships.
Absolutely, and more of the behind the scenes work. We have amazing coaches and strength coaches and all that stuff. So they've helped me physically, mentally be the best football player, athlete, and also person. Coach Rohr is very big about our weight culture, and that's being the best person you can be on and off the field. Do the right thing at all times. You know what I mean? There's right and wrong, and it's not hard. It's not. You have to choose right. You know what I mean? And it's just, I'm really grateful to be a part of a program like Freedoms.
And now as a senior, are you taking on the younger kids and helping them out?
Yes, I want to be a leader, and I'm doing the best I can to be a leader and show and lead by example, and also be more of a vocal leader, because you can lead by example, but also sometimes people need to be told what to do. It's just depending on how you learn. So I'm trying to have the patience to be able to help the younger guys be accustomed to a program like this, because it's not easy to play for Freedom football. It's not easy, so patience is really important.
Are there any teachers that stand out that you'd like to mention that made a difference in your life?
Yeah, there's a lot of them, but I'm just going to mention a couple. I would say Miss Roman, Mrs. G, Mr. Bellotti, and Mr. Brown, probably four of the biggest ones for me.
What about a guidance counselor?
Guidance counselor, Mr. Kazmarek.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Shout out to Mr.
Coach
Kazmarek,
Kazzy.
100%.
What about your principal?
Oh yes, definitely. Good Sage.
I love all my teachers. They've all helped me. My top teachers for my favorites are definitely Mrs. Kavacki, Mr. Brown as well, Mr. Bellotti, and then Mr. Air.
So you're getting a lot of support with your guidance counselors for going to college?
Absolutely.
My daughter had friends that graduated last year, the Felicianos,
Yes, I know.
triplets, and they all went to different colleges. So what is your plan?
We're planning to go to the same college.
Oh, that's wonderful. You want to tell us?
We've been in the recruiting process for about a year now, maybe a little bit over a year, and we've been to colleges of all levels in both academics and athletics, and me and Owen have always been really high on academics and also athletics. So we've kind of decided the best place would be an Ivy League school, so that's where we're shooting at right now.
I feel the same way, especially because we want to go together, but it's nice that both of our wants are going toward the same direction, which is Ivy League, and we want to be at the best academic and athletic competition, well, for football competition as we can get, and Ivy League so far is what we've come up with being the best decision, the best goal for us to be able to shoot for.
And what do you want to study?
I actually don't know yet.
Okay,
I don't
so you're
know what I'm gonna
undecided.
study for. Yes.
And you too?
Yeah.
Oh, you're both undecided. Okay. Can you tell us a little about your family?
Well, we have our mom, who's a professor at Lehigh, and we have a little sister who's going to be a freshman at Freedom next year.
Oh, so she's going to be at Freedom with
Yep,
you.
for senior year. That's going to be.
Yeah.
I want to say thank you to my mom and my sister for putting up with Kyle and I's recruiting process from when it was basketball to the transition over to football, and for pretty much being with us every step of the way, for supporting us through thick and thin. So absolutely, that's a huge shout out, and I wouldn't be here standing here today without those two people. So that's a huge thank you for me.
Yeah, I'd like to say thank you for supporting both me and Owen through both academics and athletics. I mean, you guys have always had our backs, and sometimes a lot of times you put us as number one, which is tough, but we've always been very grateful and very appreciative of it, and we definitely would not be here in this situation today if it weren't for those two.
I'd like to introduce Kyle and Owen's mom, Dr. Heather Johnson. Heather, would you like to add anything about the experience here in Bethlehem Area School District?
Thank you, Kyle. We have had seriously just the best experience the whole time with all three of my kids. And, you know, when I first heard that catchphrase, built by Bethlehem, I was just like, oh, you know, we were new to the whole Bethlehem Area School District. But now, many years into it, and with Kyle and Owen going into their senior year, and with the incredible future they have before them, like, I'm just, like, fully, 100% sure that they are hugely built by Bethlehem. So, you know, this has been a really big public school district, and with that, there has been nothing but incredible opportunities for all three of my kids. Kyle and Owen specifically really needed high-level, really competitive athletics, which was one of the big reasons that we chose East Hills and then Freedom, specifically for the sports, which is something that is kind of something I never knew about, that people would choose schools for sports. But in the case of Kyle and Owen, they were such gifted athletes at such a young age, and we needed to find the right school for them, and it turned out to be really just the perfect, athletic experience. So starting in East Hills, they were playing football really for the very first time, starting in 7th grade, and we really thought they were going to be basketball all the way, but they fell in love with football instantly, and by the season end of 7th grade, they were already completely focused on really football as their primary sport. By the end of 8th grade, they had decided they wanted to go to college for football. It became a huge family goal for us to get them through that process, culminating in the past year with more than a year-long, really heavy-duty recruiting process for them. It's been really intense. They had over 150 colleges recruiting them from all levels of football and all levels of academics. We've gone to so many campuses, we've visited so many schools. And, they're in a position because of Freedom High School, they're in the position of being able to choose, which is just an incredible place to be. So they're very focused on going to the same school. So it's been hard to figure out how to make that all fit. And they're really focused at this point on going to an Ivy League school where they can play Division I football and also get really high level academics. And that's all thanks, honestly, to the Bethlehem Area School District, East Hills Middle School, Freedom High School, their teachers, their coaches, the administration, and both schools have just been unbelievable, supportive. But there's also just this whole idea of Freedom family once you get to Freedom, and the community tie-in, the community aspect, the big Friday Night Light football games with, the whole community there. It really feels like a village, and that's something that my kids needed. And it's been something that Kyle and Owen are now looking for as they look at colleges, like where can we get that type of community again? So it's really been not just impactful, but like hugely shaping of who they have become and what they will be in the future. So I just could go on and on. I mean, I can't say enough. So one of the great things about the Bethlehem Area School District is that you can really be whoever you want to be and whoever you are. So for Kyle and Owen, that meant really high-level competitive athletics. But for example, for their little sister, my daughter Mira, she has been incredibly involved with the arts throughout her entire Bethlehem Area School District education, starting with Farmersville Elementary and going into East Hills. She did East Hills Theater Company, which is like the equivalent of varsity sports at Freedom. Incredible leadership from all of the arts teachers and the administration for those programs. And so for Kyle and Owen, it was sports. For Mira, it's been theater and the arts. But, I really feel like it's a place where whoever you are, you can find the support you need to become the best person that you can be.
On behalf of the Bethlehem Area School District, we are very BASD proud of you both. On behalf of Dr. Roy, the Board of School Directors, we're just so happy and so proud of you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.